Hi Virgo, welcome back. This is Cusp of Beauty Tarot. I'm here to do your January 2021 relationship reading using a new deck that I have, which is super slippery, which is indicated by this kind of mess of a shuffling that I just started with. But it's the Heaven and Earth Tarot. It's in my description box. It's really beautiful and I love it. I don't know why, it's just sparking a nice new feeling for me to read with. And please forgive my shuffling with it. We'll figure this out. I'm just going to get, I think I'm going to get a couple of little poker shuffles for you, Virgo. My Virgos, I know you don't want me to be all a mess, and I'm a Virgo, so I don't want to be all a mess. Okay, so what's up for you and the person that you're thinking of? Any kind of a relationship? January 2021. But this can be for whenever you're watching. It's actually definitely right on time for when you're watching it. So never worry about timing in tarot. It's just what it's supposed to be. It's a 9-card reading. And we have the 3 of Cups as a past energy. Oh my goodness. And the 2 of Cups for the current energy. I like that. And let's see. What is on your person's mind is the Magician. We're going to read it after it's all laid out. They see you as definitely 3 of Swords for some reason, but in their heart is the World. Just read something similar. And their heart of Leo was the World also. Moving forward, they see strength moving forward for the 2 of you. And what you don't see is the Devil, Virgo. Dun, 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 dun. Look at this image in this deck of the Devil. Just cannot stop looking at each other too, right? So your advice is the King of Wands. Potential outcome is the Lovers. Wow, this is a really interesting reading. Very, very interesting. Holy crap. Okay. They call the 2 of Cups love in this deck, and I always feel that way when I see the partnership of the 2 of Cups. Between, the 3 of Cups, 2 of Cups, Magician, the World and Strength, Devil, King of Wands, and the Lovers. I'm kind of like wondering why you have your sword, why they see you as being so hurt. There was definitely some hope and illusion. I think maybe some fantasy associated with this relationship. But then people were kind of, and disappointment came along. And I think that people were willing to kind of turn a blind eye to it and kind of keep giving. And then maybe you hit like a wall or something happened. And, let me pull an extra card or 2 for you on why they might see you as being that hurt. And I'm going right to that one just because there's so many other interesting and positive cards, although the Devil is sitting right under that. Why does your person see you as, slipping, hurt and at a loss? And we have the 4 of Wands. So I think it's the surprise factor. I think in a way they see you as hurt because something didn't pan out as you had hoped. Maybe you had a hope for this and they know that you did, or maybe they feel they let you down. But they see you as feeling a loss over this and feeling a bit more emotional maybe than they even are, Virgo, because you were actually looking for a little bit more perfection. And they call this the perfect work. And as a Virgo, you might have maybe had your expectations high. That's what I'm feeling. Getting the feeling that they thought your expectations were high, and maybe some people thought they were kind of almost too high, but that you were hoping for almost the fantasy version of what this partnership would have kept looking like. And yeah, what this partnership, Hierophant, kept looking like, but there was worries around this for you, 9 of Swords. It didn't offer the ability to create like you'd hoped, and they definitely may not have held up their end of the bargain either to make this that, relationship that you were hoping for, or that it was, could have been more stable, could have been better, all the could have beens, but let's look at what really kind of energy undercurrent is going on here in this relationship, Virgo, because it's pretty significant. The past, it was a bit more light, ability to be almost like, I feel like almost like lovers and friends. That's what I feel with this. And there's definitely like a moon coming through behind the trees. So I feel like there was this, I'm getting the word spiritual connection. These people are like dancing under the moon, having their cup. So you might have had the ability to kind of, drink your drinks together, or even if it was not necessarily alcoholic drinks, but go out together, whether it was drinks or coffee or whatever it was, connect, have good conversation, share emotions. And there even is still that remnant of really strong connection, which probably has this element of love to it, Virgo. I mean, seriously, it's a beautiful Two of Cups energy that's still there. What's on their mind is maybe this attraction, the ability to create, maybe still make something happen. And there's the infinity sign here. So I think this is an infinite connection, very deep soul-based connection. It's everything that's telling me that, from the Lovers and the Love and the Devil and the Magician and the Strength card, the World card. Seriously, there's a lot of majors in this reading, whether you like them all or not. Magician, Strength, and Lovers, and World. So for those of you who read a little tarot, this is a very, it's not transient or short energies. Like if it was all minor arcana, it's with majors, they're longer lasting. They're longer lasting energies. So they're just not going to come for like a day, a week, or a month even. It's like could be years. So, I mean, they definitely see that maybe this had held some disappointment for you. The heart of the matter is there's this Two of Cups. It's a strong partnership. I think, though, there's some element of wanting to kind of end that chapter to start a new one, because on the mind is the Magician and creating. And in their heart is the World, which is ending the chapter and turning a page and just learning the lesson and getting on with it. The way, Virgo, they see you moving forward is the Strength card. So again, my other infinity. So seriously, wow. We've got the two infinities over the head here. So this is definitely a soul contract connection for me. And the World, at the top of the World and the bottom of the World are infinity signs as well in this deck. I don't know if it's all decks. I don't think so. So that's pretty heavy. And then landing with the Lovers, but let's just get there. So what you don't see is the Devil. So as much as this is a infinite connection and a soul contract, the contract was also based on this crazy connection forcing you to both evolve and learn and move out of your toxic habits or your, I hate to say this, but codependence. If you kind of were that connected that you kind of thought about the person all the time, or they thought about you all the time, or maybe still do, what you don't see is there's remnants of this here. So it's a cautionary point to not go back into the old habits that weren't working. If you are trying to kind of keep something going with this person, or they and you see something in the future as you turn the page, to be aware that yes, this could definitely be intense passion, sexual chemistry, that kind of stuff. But more often than not, it also comes with a barrel of hurt or letdown that can in fact happen, which may have been exactly what happened to you when it's not healthy. What the advice is the King of Wands. So as much as the King of Wands is kind of like the Magician and likes to stir up new energy and create, the King of Wands energy as advice is also, and he's got his handle on the lion here. So he's controlling it and channeling it and focusing it in a productive way. Because the King of Wands isn't just all over the place. The King of Wands does make things happen with passion and emotion and inspiration, and also can lead others to that. But they can do it in a way that makes things work and in a focused way. And he definitely has the sun at his back, so in a positive way. And this is, also controlling the lion here is how they see moving together with you. So I think if there's a sense of, don't let the lightness or flirtiness or whatever help this run amok. Don't let the past patterns run this amok, because underneath it all, there's actually beautiful potential here. And your outcome card is the Lovers. So it could be that it's a decision that needs to be made to tame kind of the emotions and the logic here around this very important union. But I mean, seriously, each of one of them has like the moon behind their head. So it's an enlightened relationship outcome. So again, I think this was for the sake of learning. And if you can kind of follow the pattern of closing the chapter and opening a new one in the right way, this is to me not ending. I actually feel, unless you both have learned all your lessons, this definitely has not ended. And I think as we are just humans, we're always evolving and learning lessons. It's just a caution to not go back to the old patterns, storing up the same old circular cycle that's just a push-pull negative with this person. Be aware too that if they have the Magician on their mind, for some of you, this could be that airy, mercurial, not trickster, because it's not really like striking me that way, and I'm not reading reversals and I'm not getting that, but I just do get a little bit of energy of the flirtiness. This person can go to flirt pretty fast, Virgo, and kind of turn on the charm. I think the advice is to be calm and secure and channel any passion or emotion of that person or you in the right direction, and not be bowled over by the charismatic side of the Magician or the King of Wands. They won't show their whole person to you, because they might see the two of you having courage to move forward, but I also see that they're seeing that the unabashed release of emotion that maybe you had in the past, they're guarding against. Maybe they don't want to be vulnerable. Their way of covering that up is just through lightness and through, that kind of kind of that passionate connection thing. Like that could be their way of covering up the vulnerability they already released with you. But the bottom line is there's still lovers here. There's still lovers here. I want to get another card on the lovers kind of outcome, because it's going from like 3 of Cups, 2 of Cups, World, and a new chapter being still the lovers. It's like, it's just undeniably an infinite connection. But is this a decision that has to be made? I kind of almost want to do an extended reading here. I know, maybe someday I'll do extendeds. But let's see, Virgo. What is this lovers about? There's still like there's a winning energy here. This kind of 7 of Wands is a bit of defensiveness, even though this is a strong connection. There's a bit of defensiveness. Maybe landing on the lovers is one or both of you willing to kind of fight for this. But I also feel like there's a defensiveness again, like somebody's going to be guarding their emotions because they felt vulnerable. So they're not going to use the, call it, complete heart space energy. They're going to use more of the charismatic passion energy. So be aware with that Devil. Yeah. Be aware of your unconditional inclination to offer the cup, Princess of Cups. Be aware of that. Because underneath it we have an Emperor. So they're coming at it from a kind of, not Emperor. This is 4 of Pentacles. He looked like the Emperor to me with the crown for a second. Is to watch your boundaries. Watch your boundaries. There's Sun here. Watch your boundaries to some degree because, this person definitely, again, there's a trigger for you here. So I hope that's helpful. It's a beautiful connection. It's the potential to still be a beautiful connection. I just think it has to be at a mature level. That's what I'm really getting, is watch the pitfalls. You can turn the page and make some meaning of this because it's not going anywhere. It's a soul contract. And they just kind of reignite themselves, but you don't want it to be the same old way because there was obviously some disappointment associated with the old way. So what other messages for Virgo, January 2021? The old way wasn't that fulfilling in the end. Observer. So rather than rush in and be really impulsive, to have the restraint that that person's envisioning up here with the strength and turning the page. And watch how this all went down. Be an observer of the past, but the present also. Step back and don't just get in the throes of emotion. It's one big message here. I can't say anything more clearly than that about this, except that the wolf is looking at the universe and the stars. So there is a bigger message here that you can just step back and be observant of. I think if you slip into a bit of quiet to take in what that is for you, the universe will speak to you too. And that's exactly what's happening here in the Seeking Within message for you, Oracle. Sitting in quiet, and it's an awakening period. Awakening is the realization that happens after your mind says, I have no idea who I am. I give up. The self begins to disappear, and the world as you know it begins to fall apart, and darkness comes, nothing in sight. Night is followed by dawn, and you awaken to find glimpses of a greater reality and a new sense of wholeness, and that you are never separate from the universe, basically, is what it's saying the whole time. So this is a universal connection as well, and I don't think that even if you are in separation, you are never separate. You are still kind of working your lives to evolve as this was meant to trigger you to evolve, Virgo. So it's time for you, is what I'm feeling with this. It's time for you to step back, slow down, observe, reconnect with the collective. This is, you can also, if you feel like you need to say something and don't really feel like you're able to talk right now to the person, you can certainly communicate through, non-3D, sort of universal communication through meditation, dreams, kind of envisioning what you would say to the person. There is this Lovers ending for the January chapter. One or both of you wants to defend the innocence of the love, and they don't really want to lose it. Like, I feel like there's an energy of them missing you if you're not together, and that they would like a reuniting, a reignition. Again, it's just a caution of the over charismatic and the over toxic, if there was any. Just be aware, okay? It's actually a really beautiful reading, Virgo. I hope you got some messages in there. Stay tethered to reality, because it might have been the fantasy that got you tripped up in the past with this. Okay, so I wish you a lot of luck with this, Virgo. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have a great new year. Talk to you soon.